Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. Our group will present on the important elements or articles of the ASEAN Charter. This topic explains how the ASEAN Charter gives ASEAN a formal legal identity and a stronger institutional framework. We will discuss the Charter's background, principles, legal personality, institutions, dispute settlement, human rights, economic cooperation and external relations. Before I begin, I would like to introduce our group members for this presentation on the ASEAN Charter. My name is Balki Batrizia binti Mode Shafi and I will be presenter 1. Next is Ili Azati binti Ibrahim, who will be presenter 2. Also, Noor Asma Niza binti Abla, who will be presenter 3.
The ASEAN Charter was signed in 2007 and entered into force on 15 December 2008 after ratification by all member states. Before the Charter, ASEAN was mainly a consultative and diplomatic organization. The Charter made ASEAN more formal, more credible, and more structured. At the same time, it still preserved the ASEAN way, which is based on consensus, sovereignty, and mutual respect. Moving on, one of the most important parts of the Charter is its purposes and principles. The Charter sets out ASEAN's purposes, including peace, stability, cooperation, and regional development. It also states principles such as sovereignty, equality, territorial integrity, non-interference, and peaceful settlement of disputes. These principles guide ASEAN's cooperation and help maintain trust among member states. At the same time, they place limits on how far ASEAN can intervene in domestic matters.
Thank you, Balkis. Okay, I will proceed with the legal personality and institutions. One of the important features of the Charter is that it gives ASEAN legal personality. This means ASEAN can act as a recognized international organization and enter into agreements in its own name. The Charter also strengthens the institutional and structure by defining bodies such as the ASEAN Summit, the Coordinating Council, the Community Council, and the ASEAN Secretariat. The Secretariat supports coordination and continuity, although the implementation still depends largely on the member states. Next is dispute settlement and human rights. So this section basically it's about the charter includes provisions for dispute settlement through dialogue, consultation, and mediation. This supports peaceful resolution and helps reduce tension between member states. It also refers to the promotion and protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms. However, these provisions remain limited because the ASEAN continues to prioritize sovereignty and non-interference. Moving on, economic cooperation and external relations. The ASEAN Charter also supports economic cooperation among member states. It encourages collaboration in trade investment, infrastructure, and development. In addition, the Charter helps ASEAN manage its external relations with dialogue partners and other international actors. This gives ASEAN a more consistent position in regional and global engagement.
In conclusion, the ASEAN Charter is an important document in development of ASEAN. It formalized ASEAN identity, strengthened its institution, and supported cooperation in several areas. However, its effectiveness is still shaped by consensus and non-interference. Overall, the Charter represents an important step in regional governance while still reflecting the traditional Asian way. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.